Today we are looking at the TomTom Go Professional 6250. Is it worth your hard-earned money? We're going to find out, and we're starting right now.
Good world gone bad.
Right, so the TomTom Go Professional 6250. Full disclosure, this video is sponsored by TomTom, and that does not mean I'm going to go easy on them, so it's going to be an honest review. What's in the box? Firstly, you get the box. Slide that open, and the first thing you get is the sat-nav itself. I have opened this before, by the way. There it is in all its glory. And just peel the plastic. That's so satisfying. Isn't that satisfying? I've waited weeks to do that. I wanted to do it on camera. Nice clean screen, as you can see. We're on the M4. Instantly loads up with a map. Should I peel that one as well? It's the simple things in life, you know, it's the simple things. With this whole box packaging design, they've gone for what every company is doing for these days, the standard Apple, you know, product in a little white tray, and underneath you get all the literature. You get, like I said, I have opened this before, this was a lot tidier. Charging cable, USB to a right angle, I like the right angle, micro USB. So a lot of things take these charging these days, so you can charge it up with a lot of cables you probably have lying around already. The cigarette socket for plugging into the truck, or the car, the bus, whatever you may be driving. And it's just the USB as well. So you don't even have to use this one. If your truck, like mine, just has a USB socket built into it, just use that, works just as well. And then you obviously get the mounting for the windscreen and some kind of foam mount that I'm not really sure of. But the main detail is the TomTom 6250. Very, very simple to use. It's got quite a sleek design. It's got a 6-inch screen, so it's big enough to see clearly when you mount it on the windscreen, but not too big as to cause a distraction and cause a big blind spot, which is not something you need, especially in a truck. So mount it on the windscreen, it's like easy as anything. Attach it there, little magnet thing, and just put this bit on the windscreen and twist, locks it in place. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Jab and twist. Happy days. I like to have mine be here in the corner of the windscreen, so it's not intrusive otherwise. Just so it's easy, within reach, tap tap, and I'm good to go. Navigation could not be simpler. Simply hit menu, search, and then either input a postcode or an address. So for example, let's go meet the Prime Minister, 10 Downing Street. Predictions will come up here, any points of interest will come up on the right, and it's found the address we're looking for. Any purple roads like these, that means there's either a weight limit, width limit, or just generally unsuitable HGVs. Generally somewhere you want to avoid in a large vehicle, which I think is very good. So yes, that's what we want. So let's drive there. And it's that simple. It's now going to calculate a route based on our vehicle dimensions, which come up here. So these can be customized into whatever units of measurement you want. I want my height in feet, so I've gone for that. Unfortunately, that does for some reason mean my weight has to be in pounds rather than kilograms, because you can't have them both like that, which is a bit annoying. But my weight never changes. It's always at 44 tons, so I don't mind leaving that there because I don't change. If I was to convert this now to kilograms, the weight, that would be 44 tonne and 10 tonne on the axle. But because whenever I change my height, I like to think of it in feet, I have that there. So anyway, that's the vehicle profile correct. And now it's calculating a route based on the dimensions we gave it. So it's going to hopefully avoid low bridges, weight limits, width limits, and it's even going to take traffic into consideration. There we are. So apparently I have to take a toll road at some point, and they'll tell me it includes toll roads. Then just have a look at the route, see what looks good. Seems pretty simple.
You will arrive at your destination at 7:25 p.m.
All these little marks along the map as well, these little red and yellow blips, that's indicates either roadworks, traffic congestion, things like that. And you can also see points of interest, petrol stations along the way. But yes, that route looks good, so let's go. And on the side here, you can see the route bar. Gives you information about any upcoming services as petrol stations or speed cameras. Just click it, have a look. It'll tell you where it is, average speed zone on the M4. Brilliant. If we click on the petrol station icon, you can get more information about that. So it'll tell you what facilities it is. Usually that's a good indication to tell you what kind of fuel card they'll take as well. But the main selling point of the 6250 is the fact that it's a HGV sat-nav. It's a large vehicle sat-nav for HGVs, buses, etc. You want to make sure it avoids obstacles such as low bridges. So I'll show you that now. So if I now go into current route and clear that current route, using the current route menu I can also avoid any obstacles as well, or avoid certain roads I don't like. But let's do one for example. One I typed in earlier, let's see, Mill Street. And I'm going to go there, it'll drive. I'm going to change my vehicle type to a car. Okay. And that's calculated a very simple route right down there. But just before we get there,
you will arrive at your destination at 3:31 p.m.
It crosses a railway track by here. Now that is a railway bridge. The road goes under the bridge. That bridge is a low bridge at 11 foot. And I know that, but that's taking us that way there because it thinks we're a car. So a car will fit under it. So if I clear that route. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go into the settings menu. No, not recent destinations. Go into the settings menu. My vehicle, and this is the vehicle profile. So I'm going to change my type from the car back to my truck. Make sure all my dimensions are right. 13 foot, that's the one we're concentrating on at the moment, yeah. So go out of all that menu. And now, if I calculate that same route again, next to the low bridge, again, make sure I'm 13 foot, yes. It will calculate a totally different route, avoiding that low bridge by there.
You will arrive at your destination at 3:44 p.m.
As you can see, it hasn't taken us that way. And as I said before, with the purple roads, it's obviously identified that section as having a height limit and put a purple marker in there. So if you are just travelling down the road without a route calculated, you know not to turn down there, just off a glance at the map, because there's something wrong. So it's that easy just to use it. Just plug in, set up, address, postcode, whatever, on your way. Now the map animation as you're driving along as well is pretty smooth. I mean, not the end of the world if it's not, but you know, these days with the amount of money you're paying for this, you kind of expect it to be smooth and not so jerky, which thankfully it does do, even though it might be a bit slow on the menu sometimes. Now it is loaded with dedicated points of interest, POIs, such as DKV fuel stations, Les routiers, I hope I pronounced that right, park your bus, but to be honest, as a trucker in the UK, the only real thing out of those you probably will use is the DKV fuel stations, and that's only if you have those cards. Otherwise, yeah, it's a bit of pointless, but if you do go abroad, it's something to remember, it is in there. The sat-nav also has a companion app for the smartphone. It's called the TomTom My Drive app. Basically, you can search on the app itself, destination you might want to plan ahead in advance. And for example, if I want to go to Cardiff City, just type it in, click plan route, and it will give me a couple of options, and then you can just load this up to the sat-nav over Bluetooth. Little handy feature. Personally, I probably wouldn't use it all the time, but it's there if you like it. But what I think really sets the TomTom apart from the other sat-navs I've used, it's got to be the lifetime traffic and the speed cameras, because it is amazingly accurate. I am surprised at how accurate it is. Like I said, it's lifetime, so that's exclusive to the 6250. I think the other TomTom models you have to pay a subscription every year, but with the 6250 it's lifetime up until the life of the model. It's just buy this, you're good to go, you don't have to worry about any subscriptions. And what's great as well is that you don't need any aerial for the traffic, it's all built in this actual unit. There's no aerials. As for the traffic, it's, like I said, it's crazy how accurate it is, within feet at how accurate it is. You're just coming up a set of traffics, the route bar on the right hand side, if you're coming at a bit of a speed, it'll start flashing red at you, notifying you, oh, calm down now, there's a bit of traffic up ahead. Which was quite a shock the first time it happened to me this week, I gotta say. And not only that, it actually tells you at the bottom of the route bar how much traffic is left, like in miles. You know, if there's only 2 miles of traffic left, it'll tell you there's only 2 miles of traffic left. And in addition to that, if you know you're driving along, suddenly there's traffic, it's going to calculate in the background whether it can find a diversion. If it can, it'll put a little green arrow on the route bar, and it won't say anything, but when you come up to the point where you should turn off and follow that green arrow, it'll just beep at you, just notifying, hey, you know, if you go this way, you might save a couple of minutes, avoid all this doom and gloom ahead of you. Along with the traffic as well, it's got lifetime speed camera alerts. Again, surprisingly accurate. There's new speed cameras popping up everywhere, and this has got them in it, so very good. I think I've encountered one speed camera that wasn't in this. But what you can do, there's a little button at the bottom of the screen. Just tap that and it's reports the speed camera right there and there. One touch, that's all you need to do. And also, another thing that kind of blew my mind when it first happened, when you're going through an average speed check zone, it'll actually tell you your average speed on the route bar. So say if you're going through an average speed zone of 50 mile an hour, and you're doing 48 all the way through, it'll tell you you're doing 48. If you kind of, you know, going through the zone 48, but you zone out a bit, and you end up doing, oh, I'm doing 52. Oh no, slow down. Well, it'll actually calculate the average you've actually sped up by, so it might be 49, 50. So very handy. The only thing it doesn't do with that is it doesn't tell you where there's a speed camera van parked up. So it doesn't do that. It's a bit of a shame. I don't think anything does that, but still a bit of a shame. And along with not needing any aerial, any extra cable, whatever for traffic, it doesn't need a cable to update the maps via, it can do it via Wi-Fi. There is Wi-Fi built into this thing. It's amazing. I'm a bit guilty of not updating my sat-nav maps. The reason that is just pure laziness. I just cannot be asked to plug it in the computer, into the software, find the update button and wait for it to download. With this, I can simply tether it to my phone.
300 feet.
With this, I can simply tether it to my phone, go through the menu, settings, and click update. As long as it's obviously connected to the Wi-Fi network, it'll do it. It's amazing. Again, why do not more sat-navs have this feature? But you know, it's all well and good me just saying it has this feature, it has that feature. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. But is it worth the money though? It's a lot of money, and even with 20% discount using discount code Scott, using the link below, looking out for you guys. It's still a lot of money, but it does save so much stress, especially with the traffic and the speed cameras and the diversion plans. It saves so much stress. I've been using this for, like I said, 2 weeks, and it's calculated sort of different routes to what I'm used to, but it's never put me wrong. I gotta say, it's never put me wrong. It's always got me there, got me through sensible roads, and I gotta say, I would happily buy this. But whether it's worth it for you, that's up for you to decide. Like I said, you can get 20% off if you use the discount code SCOTT using the link below. So save a little bit of money there. Like I said, TomTom, one of the leading brands of sat-navs and truck sat-navs as well. They know what they're doing basically, and I gotta say, I do like this. I will be using this. And there's a load of more features in this that I haven't even covered. You can customize the layout, you can save your favorite places, etc, etc, etc. The list goes on. Yeah, so thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. If you bought one, do you own one? Are you thinking of buying one? Let me know in the comments. So thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.